Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We're very excited to have you here.
Welcome to the first Antler London Demo Day. I'm Lars.
And I'm Antoine, and we're the two general partners of Antler London.
Before we start the pitches, we wanted to say a few words. I come from a background supporting global tech companies stay both relevant and efficient. After more than 6 years at McKinsey, I knew that I wanted to leverage my experience to have even more impact and to be part of disrupting different industries. So when Magnus, the founder and CEO of Antler, asked whether I wanted to launch a location and launch London, there was no doubt in my mind. With a background as a professional athlete, I really connected with the idea of bringing together people with complementary skill sets. I also had an interest in the early stage investment space for a long time, and one of the first investments I ever made was into the guy standing next to me. Over the last 12 months, the two of us and the rest of the team here have been building Antler in London.
I'm going to tell you the story that got me here today. About 4 years ago, I started building a company with two friends. We rapidly went to market and started scaling our revenues while building our operations and our product. This was a tough journey. We made loads of mistakes, but in the end, we were quite successful. We took the company to 1.5 million in annual recurring revenues. We had targeted an important problem to solve on a large market and did that at the right time. So in the end, we made it. Now, that journey was full of mistakes and a lot of learnings, and actually quite an expensive journey along the way. We burned through $500,000 in funding from our friends before we got to a situation where we could raise a seed round 18 months after we had started. The learnings I'm taking from that journey should be common knowledge available to all aspiring entrepreneurs. The journey should be process-driven, and more capital should be invested early on. And this is Antler's mission, to enable amazing founders getting started and move fast on the startup journey.
Antler started in Singapore in 2017, founded by Magnus Grimeland, who you will hear more from later this afternoon. Antler is an early-stage venture capital fund, and we're already the world's largest startup generator, with 8 live locations on 5 continents, with more than 120 companies in the global portfolio. Our programs allow exceptional individuals to leave their jobs and start having a bigger impact on the world. We take these individuals from basically nothing to seed through a 6-month journey split into 2 different phases. Phase 1 is about team and idea. Through this phase, the individuals look for a co-founder, and they develop and validate business ideas. It's an intense, but also a fun and rewarding 10 weeks. Our program is structured in such a way that we know the individuals, the founders, really well by the time we make the investment decision. Phase 2, after we made the investment decision, is all about building the MVP, getting the product to market, and start building traction. Our first program in London attracted more than 1,800 applications, and we selected 71 exceptional individuals based on the main criteria: drive, resilience, and some other clear spike that we see in them. We believe in diversity, and we're proud to say that the 71 people who joined our first program in London represented 32 different nationalities, and 30% of our London portfolio companies have at least one female co-founder.
The 13 companies presenting today were generated through the first Antler London program. 7 months ago, none of these companies existed, and most of the founders did not even know each other. As they graduate from Antler today, they will keep scaling, and they will start having a profound impact on their industry. Some of them will change the way we hire. Some of them will change the way we do business. Some of them will change the way we consume, and a few of them will change the way we preserve our environment. We welcome each of you today, as we think you are the right partners to help them scale their impact. Before we get started with the pitches, Lars and myself would like to say thanks a million to the entire Antler team. to the global team for the unconditional support and the common knowledge, common learnings that we developed after running 10 programs across the globe, and particularly to the Antler London team for the amazing effort over the past 12 months of building and launching Antler in London. So without taking any more time, we're very happy to get started with the pitches, and I'm happy to welcome Maria from Unlock on stage.
We are helping companies to solve the problem of attracting and nurturing relationships with talent, so at the time they're looking to hire, they have a ready pool available to hire from. So it's all about moving from a reactive way of hiring into this new world of proactive hiring.
We're team first. So when we met each other for a couple of days, we only talked about our fit and did not about ideas, actually. Maria's worked with HR leaders in attracting talent. Darshak is an expert in marketing technology, and I've worked with behavioral economics. So we feel like we've got real complementive skills to solve this problem.
Favorite thing about Ellie is he cares about everyone because he puts human values first. It's quite special that, I haven't found in many people.
Darshak and I, we feel like although we have so different skills, we just have a very human connection. I feel like he sometimes feels like a second brother.
She's a bit crazy sometimes in the best possible way. Like there's just a lot of positive energy. With building Unlock, it's just a pleasure to wake up and go meet these guys every morning and build it together.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Maria, co-founder and CEO of Unlock. When I came to Antler, I knew that building an amazing company is all about finding the right people. But for more than 80% of companies out there in a 120 billion market, attracting and engaging top talent is harder than ever. Over the last 4 months, we've been speaking to more than 150 companies, and we kept on hearing the same story. Posting a job and praying that the right people will apply is not working anymore. Today, more than 70% of candidates are passive and can't be found on job boards. Talent teams, however, they meet incredible people all the time, whether it's previous applicants, through referrals, social media, or other events. But the ability to actually stay in touch with all of them effectively is really difficult. So when a new role opens up, they often start the whole process all over again. That's why we decided to build Unlock. Unlock is a simple and smart talent engagement platform helping companies to attract, nurture, and convert talent in new ways. Think about it this way. What HubSpot did to marketing and Salesforce did to sales, we will do to hiring by re-engineering the entire recruiting process to focus on candidates and leads rather than jobs to fill. So how does it work? Well, the first thing we focus on is consolidating online and offline data into one single place, creating talent pools. Then we give talent teams the ability to nurture these talent pools with automated content and campaign management. And finally, we provide the right insights and analytics to improve conversions and reduce time and cost to hire. Basically, we see a future where companies using Unlock never have to post on a job board again, but simply hire from the pools that they have been nurturing over time. And a lot of companies actually want this future too. We've built an MVP in just 3 months, and we already onboarded our first 5 customers. We're also progressing pilots with several other progressive scale-ups and enterprises ready to join us from next week onwards and continuously engage with companies all around the world to learn even better how we can develop the product further. With this strong pipeline in place and our straightforward tiered SaaS model, we hope to reach £1 million in annual recurring revenue already next year. As a team, we also got the skills to be building all of this. Darshak, our CTO, is a software engineer who previously built both CRM and marketing automation technologies at companies such as Google and Accenture before starting and selling his own company. Ellie, our COO, is a behavioral economist who's advised companies such as Lloyd's and Tesco on data analytics and customer engagement, as well as leading sizable teams in the army. As for myself, I've been doing B2B sales at several companies, including Oracle, but also advising talent leaders and founders around the world on how to attract talent. One of our key advisors is also Nicolas Bateau, previously head of recruitment at Uber in EMEA, bringing extensive hiring experience to the team. Together, we want to change the way companies think about hiring, from a focus on transaction to a focus on the relationship with talent. So if your job is to unlock massive opportunities, then applications are now open. Thank you.
CloudCycle is tackling problems in the concrete industry. So there's vast amounts of value lost from the concrete industry, as well as waste material. We've built a platform that uses machine learning and AI to give us deep insight to save the industry billions of dollars every year and reduce drastic amounts of waste. So we've both got about 10 years experience in construction. Russ is more engineering, I'm more management. We're the concrete brothers, that's what the cohort kind of calls us. We didn't know that until apparently we're the concrete bros. And we do have really complementary skill sets and we trust each other. So that's kind of a really key thing for me.
My favorite quality about Phil is he is very specific about his goals and he chases them down very narrowly. So he's like a cheetah chasing his prey, I think. Yeah, very lean.
My favourite quality about Russ is that he's a jack of all trades and he loves to learn. So he can do anything, build anything. He can code, he can build hardware. This is probably my third business now, all in the circular economy space, and I believe that it's a way of extracting maximum commercial value out of businesses, but also saving the planet at the same time.
I've spent 15 years in the construction industry, and I've seen firsthand the inefficiencies and wastage that is present. CloudCycle is revolutionizing the way that we manage concrete. I'd like to meet Steve. Steve delivers ready-mix concrete here in London, and Steve's industry is absolutely huge. Globally, the ready-mix concrete industry is worth around $625 billion. In fact, every year, there's around 1.3 tons of concrete produced for every single person on the planet. And this is all responsible for around 8% of global CO2. But Steve's industry has a big problem: quality management and wastage. Steve struggles to maintain the concrete quality between the production plant here and the project site here. This leads to huge liability risks, safety risks, and legal challenges, as well as wastage. In fact, around 5% of all concrete produced is wasted, costing industry around £40 billion each year. Thankfully, CloudCycle's technology can fix this. And we've brought Steve's truck here to show you. It's actually just parked outside. We use off-the-shelf sensors, which collect data and send it to the cloud via our custom-built cloud box. We use predictive analytics for concrete quality, and we use automated and suggested interventions to ensure that the concrete quality is always within specification. We provide Steve, his customers, and his employers deep insights into their operations and concrete quality like no one else on the planet and none of our competitors. As an investor, you've been working with myself and my great friend of 6 years, Russ Elfenbein. Russ has done 15 years in construction also, as a project engineer and as a software developer. And I myself have done 15 years, 10 of which were in senior management roles, and I'm also a serial circular economy entrepreneur, and that is a tongue tire if you ever had one. There are around 500,000 trucks on the planet like Steve's, and that represents an opportunity of around $4 billion. And we're working with two of the largest concrete companies in the world in discussions to pilot this product. Globally, they have a 32% market share, and we're happy to announce that we've gone live with a pilot as we speak, and we are collecting viable data insights from the world's largest concrete company. Our business model is simple. The equipment and the installation is free, and we just charge a weekly subscription fee for the service. We also gain additional revenue from selling insights to insurers, to governing bodies, and to governments. We've already been awarded a £176,000 Innovate UK grant, and Cemex has just named us as one of their top 50 contact startups to watch for 2019. Now, our big, hairy, audacious goal is to save the industry $40 billion a year, divert 500 million tons of concrete from landfill, and to reduce global CO2 by 1%. And we will do this by becoming the platform of choice for concrete management, improving concrete quality and safety while reducing wastage and liability to concrete companies and construction companies. With your seed investment today, you can help us achieve that goal. Thank you.
With Klutch, we're helping businesses maintain better relationships with their clients and improving the workflow and the efficiency of the client-facing teams. Both of us came from this industry, and we felt that problem firsthand. When managing teams of customer success, after-sales divisions, and even by using all the tools in the market, we still felt that gap that allowed us to better maintain a relationship and retain clients.
So I feel that we have a great team here. We have the key bases covered: product marketing, business and sales, and ultimately technology.
Working with Martin, our CTO, has been a pleasure. He's the most skilled technical person I've ever got to work with.
It's great to be working with someone like Jonathan because he has amazing ability to connect with different people. And for a startup, that's hugely important.
Kareem, he has this deep product understanding and also just being very balanced and sensible human being.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Appreciate that. Yeah. I feel like I have to do better now, so I can do a better version.
So, what's the most important driver of revenue for any B2B organization? Sales, right? Well, initially, yes, but as companies grow, it becomes much more important to retain clients, and churn becomes a real challenge. That's why SaaS companies invest almost 14% of their revenues in after-sales teams, also known as customer success, to onboard, upsell, and retain their clients. And they do so, achieve these critical tasks by effectively engaging with their clients. I've spent most of my career managing customer success teams in companies like Google, Taboola, Bizzabo, and other tech businesses. And I always faced one key challenge: getting visibility into the interaction between my team and their clients. And my team, with an ever-growing number of accounts to manage, giving attention to the right client at the right time was a struggle. We've spoken to dozens of customer success leaders, and they all share the same frustration. No tool in the market today actually taps into that critical data points for interaction. That's why, along with my co-founders, we decided to launch Klutch. And we're helping companies drive retention with B2B communication intelligence. In simple terms, we want to help companies manage their relationship better with their clients. For the leaders, we're giving visibility into that interaction that they are currently lacking, so they could better optimize their team for performance and understand positive and negative interactions with their clients. And for the teams, we're creating a productivity inbox so they could prioritize their communication and actually automatically remind them to take critical actions with their clients in critical moments. For example, engaging with a client before they lose touch, or following up on potential new opportunities. Ultimately, Klutch is giving superpowers to customer success teams so they could be radically more productive, boost retention, and client relationships. And we have the right team to achieve this. With my deep domain expertise, Kareem, our Chief Product Officer, with more than 15 years of experience across product and marketing with SaaS businesses, and Martin, our CTO, who's been coding since he was 10, is a full-stack developer and has already built our MVP, which is up and running with our initial partners. We already partnered with 3 amazing SaaS businesses and are in advanced conversations with many more, with a simple business model of pay per seat on a monthly or annual contract. There's a massive opportunity to help any company that cares about retaining their high-value clients. And we're prioritizing SaaS first because it's a $150 billion market as of 2020. In just a few short months, we've taken Klutch from an idea to a working product with real clients. We are an experienced team with the right skills, and we want to create the next best engagement software there is. We're excited to take Klutch forward and we would love to have your support. Thank you.
I was born in China, so I had to learn English. But thanks to audio, I was able to create that environment for myself. And that made the learning experience so much easier, and it goes way beyond it. You wouldn't think you can learn coding through audio, but that was indeed my experience.
I've been working 20 years in technology, and I had to constantly be learning new materials. So for me, making learning more efficient is very important.
When we think of audio-based learning, the tools doesn't make the experience easy.
Charlotte has a great energy, and she is very passionate about education. That for me is very important.
The dream team is obviously someone who shares the same big ideas, first principles, at the same time on concrete skill set-wise, you complement each other. And I think we have that. So yeah, I feel like I've hit the jackpot.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, co-founder of AViD. How many of us have signed up for an online course and never finished it? I've been there. I simply don't have the time to sit and watch those videos. But I have caught myself spending hours listening to podcasts while I'm commuting or doing chores. And often, I wished they would dive into topics more, or there were better ways to engage with the content. We're excited about the opportunity to help people leverage their existing behavior to fulfill their identity as lifelong learners. AViD is a platform designed to consume and create audio courses, which means we also empower subject experts to create and monetize educational audio content through our tools. Audio-based learning is already very popular overseas, especially in China. The global market is estimated to be over $325 billion by 2025, and AViD is the first to market here in Europe. Our focus on educational audio content allows us to differentiate from other platforms. We give learners an interactive audio learning experience. They have in-depth courses that come in bite-sized episodes, which they can interact with and discuss with other learners in the community. Creators have an easy course creation process and rich analytics on their users. Our go-to-market strategy leverages influencers, where they're a technology partner and creation tool, helping them to monetize their content. And in turn, they will bring their audience to AViD. Once we hit a critical mass, we will become a marketplace for audio courses. We're already live and revenue generating. Our first course is priced at £149, and we made close to £3,000 in the first month. Users are eager to give back to the creators they already love, and creators consider it a no-brainer to join AViD. We're Team AViD. Vamstar is our CTO, a software engineer with over 20 years of experience. His last startup was the very first karaoke app in the Arabic world, so he's experienced in the audio space. I'm Charlotte, the CEO. I've also co-founded CodeBar, an educational nonprofit with 25 chapters globally. Today, all of us need to be lifelong learners, yet the existing solutions are not fit for purpose. With the rise of audio, we're excited to make learning work around your schedule. We're AViD, and we believe you are what you listen to.
The problem is that the communication tools that lawyers use is very outdated. So we have decided to build a chat app and add all the other features that a legal professional would need into one platform. Guy is definitely an amazing serial entrepreneur, and he's a great salesman. He has a vision. I think that's one thing we're sharing. Some of his strengths are my weaknesses, and some of my strengths are his weaknesses, and I think that's what makes us, I think, a good fit. I started my career in finance and banking, but decided early on then that my passion was really in entrepreneurship. So I moved into tech, taught myself to code, and sort of started the whole journey of becoming a software developer. We're both very passionate about building an amazing product, designing something or thinking of a product that could solve a problem. We can solve a real-world problem in the legal industry.
Good afternoon. Law is a profession steeped in history and culture. It's also a profession currently undergoing a transformation. I've spent the last 3 years working at the intersection of law and technology, helping firms adapt to change. What I learned inspired me to build LegalConnection, a secure communication and collaboration platform for lawyers and their clients. In November last year, rules came into effect allowing lawyers to work outside the paradigm of a law firm. This gives rise to solo practitioners, virtual law firms, and even the legal gig economy. Along with the change in the way lawyers work comes a change in the way lawyers' clients are demanding services. Clients now say that the length of time that a lawyer takes to respond to them is the key, most important factor in deciding how valuable a lawyer is. So lawyers who want to operate in the future are going to need to be able to juggle multiple cases coming from multiple sources and also interact with their clients in real time. So LegalConnection treats each legal case as a group chat. The client is in the center and can see files being shared, quotes and invoices being created, tasks and accounts all being updated in real time. The lawyers then have a similar interface and are able to connect with one another, refer each other cases, and collaborate on cases. At scale, this becomes a market network for the entire legal profession, and that's a really strong model which has been shown to help startups over incumbents and which works over network effects. We charge the lawyers a monthly fee to use the product, and it becomes their daily driver. And then we help the lawyers get paid by their clients, and we take a small transaction fee on each time a payment is made. We have 150 lawyers already using the platform. 90% of them were invited by other lawyers. We have monthly recurring revenue, we have daily active users, and we have community-driven growth. What's really exciting to me is some of the people that are using LegalConnection to scale up their own operations. Ray recently started a legal marketplace connecting lawyers and clients, and he uses LegalConnection to make those connections and to oversee the work. Paula runs a network of community paralegals, and she uses LegalConnection to link those paralegals with public interest litigators across the country. And so by helping people like Ray and Paula, we grow the greater network, and that's our go-to-market strategy. My background is in computer science, and I spent 10 years running my own digital agency before turning my attention to legal tech and access to justice. And then in 2018, I won the Hill Innovating Justice Challenge, which had me go to The Hague. It's a big international contest and probably the most prestigious of its kind. My colleague and co-founder, Stefan, is the CTO and has a very impressive background, which includes being a full-stack developer at Cedars, as well as being a blockchain consultant. So the two of us really love working on product and love scaling products. We're joined by Edmund, who is our advisor. He both works for the biggest law firm in the world and is a professor here in London at one of the most prestigious law schools. And that's us. Thank you very much. If you're interested in building legal tech, we'd love to chat to you. Thank you.
We're building a platform to help individuals and soon businesses as well to become carbon neutral and more sustainable. We wanted to do something that would be super effortless for people who want to take action against climate change or be more sustainable. We are bringing this unprecedented transparency in by defining the sustainability efforts of each retailer.
I think the reason that we as a team work very well together is that we're striving to build something that stems from our passion.
Pedro, Chris, and I, we have this amazing ability to execute really quickly. And this has helped us iterate really quickly. It's helped us bring out our product really quickly. Chris obviously has been instrumental in it. He's been churning out the product. And the same goes for Pedro as well. Pedro has about 7 years of equity sales and trading experience. He's really passionate about bringing impact and doing something good for the world.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mankaran, co-founder and CEO of YAYZY. And I'm going to take you on a quick journey. Imagine buying your morning coffee and knowing in real time its contribution to climate change, and then tapping a button to instantly make up for it. or knowing where to buy it from so it has a smaller carbon footprint to begin with. We are envisioning a future in which you have the tools to act against climate change at your fingertips. And this is a future that 17 million adults across all generations in the UK are looking forward to. They actively purchase sustainable products because they care about the environment. It's evident that consumers now seek a sustainable lifestyle, and environmental impact has become an important consumer purchase criteria. However, it's difficult to navigate this criteria in a manner that helps you avoid time-consuming research. And it's even more difficult and not suitable for everyone to engage in lifestyle changes such as avoiding meat or flying. If you're someone who wants to act and are unable to, it can get frustrating. But what if there was an easier way, a YAYZY way? YAYZY is a platform for effortless climate action. Connect your bank account to YAYZY and instantly know the carbon footprint of all your purchases. We translate this information for you into easy-to-understand units, such as number of miles driven in a car, so you know what exactly your carbon footprint means. And once you know where you stand, you may want to do something about it. Navigate to the Discover section and discover sustainable retailers around London so your purchase has a smaller carbon footprint to begin with. We've assessed the sustainability efforts of these retailers, rated them on a scale of 1 to 5, and put them on a map for you. And for all other consumer purchase decisions that just cannot be avoided, such as flying home for Christmas, select from a list of verified carbon offsetting projects to become carbon neutral in just one click. We handle the complexity of sourcing and tracking, so all you need is just £5 to £7 to offset your average monthly carbon footprint. And people are loving this. 1,000 people have signed up to our waitlist in just 6 days and are giving us feedback on our MVP. We're going to take 20% margin on all the carbon offsets that we sell through our platform, and this is a market that's grown by 100% last year. We're also going to have promotion fees and affiliate revenues by working with businesses and have the opportunity to help them and their customers become carbon neutral. And I'm delighted to say we have a big UK telco as an initial development partners. And all this has been possible because we were able to put together an excellent team. We're 3 co-founders, united by purpose, and all have built a startup before. Our CTO, Christian, has led and scaled teams as an ex-CTO at Stint and gets things done. Pedro has worked at Citi and UBS, is a Chevening scholar from LBS, and an execution powerhouse. And I'm an Oxford graduate who scaled and built technology systems and led teams across 3 countries. We're also fortunate to have a support of a very strong set of advisors, the lead author of the IPCC and the member of the UNEP, the global product and strategy head of Facebook, and the ex-managing director of Barclays Digital Consumer Banking. We are YAYZY, and from here, we intend to create a whole suite of products and embed them into your lives and unlock new revenue streams. We're shaping the future, and if you believe climate change is important, this is your opportunity to influence it with us. Thank you.
Deja is a direct-to-consumer brand offering natural products and holistic lifestyle advice based on the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda. Deja means to go back again, and so it's all about kind of looking back to the ancient traditions and making it relevant for modern life.
The problem is that although there's an increasing awareness around Ayurveda, it's still inaccessible to most people, and there's no brand that leads the way in it.
Piers and I were really brought together over mutual frustration around current solutions out there and Western medicine, and realising that there's such a lack of accessibility to these kind of alternative medicines. Through kind of both of our personal journeys with our own health issues in the past, that's how we both came across alternative medicine.
We were both effectively looking for co-founders at the same time. We were struggling to find people that had exactly the same vision and passion for the space, as well as wanting to create our own business. And so it's sort of how we found each other and what sort of brought us together.
Hi, I'm Sarah, co-founder of Deja. When I was diagnosed with a serious illness 10 years ago, I found myself with a cabinet full of prescription drugs. And with no support from doctors on the side effects or for my long-term rehabilitation, I started looking into complementary medicines. And it was after a lot of searching that I came across Ayurveda, which for me was the most impactful. Now, you may or may not be a skeptic, but regardless,
The complementary and alternative medicine market is $60 billion, and it's growing at 17% every year. However, the market is still extremely fragmented and opaque. So we're here to change that by modernizing Ayurveda. Originating in India, Ayurveda is the most established and holistic healthcare system in the world, with arguably the largest trial study in human history over 5,000 years. And there's now increasing modern-day research to back it up. Eastern practices like yoga and meditation have already been moving to the West and into the mainstream, and are now multi-billion-dollar markets. Well, Ayurveda is next. So why then is Ayurveda still so inaccessible? The current market is made up of old legacy and niche alienating brands. So we are breaking down the barriers. Deja is a direct-to-consumer brand offering natural products and lifestyle guidance based on the principles of Ayurveda. With fresh branding and a digital approach, we are making Ayurveda accessible, aspirational, and convenient for a millennial consumer. Our natural products have been developed by experts and are delivered direct to your door, on subscription, and in sustainable packaging. But this is not just about taking another pill. Our online platform offers holistic and personalized guidance from Ayurvedic experts, from your nutrition to your routine. This is whole body health. From our extensive interviews and market research, we uncovered 3 key health concerns with our target demographic: focus, energy, and sleep, which is what our first range of capsules are designed for. And we're already in production with our focus capsules at a gross margin of 80%. But this is just the beginning. We are on a mission to help people around the world discover how Ayurveda can help with all of their health concerns. My background is in marketing and branding. I launched Tinder in the UK from scratch to 2 million users. And my co-founder Piers has a background in advising early-stage companies in operations and finances. And we're really excited to have some great advisors who are already plugged into the community. From the CEO of one of the largest online retailers of Ayurvedic products in India, to the vice president of the National Ayurveda Professionals Association. And we've started to build our own community. Our website and our Instagram have just gone live, with almost 500 signups already in just the first week. And 200 people have completed our online body type questionnaire. Ayurveda is to health today what yoga was to exercise 10 years ago. And at Deja, we are on a mission to become the go-to brand in Ayurveda. Thank you.
There is really no way for businesses to have a data-driven way of finding and hiring the right marketers.
What Traktion really is trying to do is kind of just looking at the clean data in terms of what is actually good for your business.
I think Jared and I, despite coming from very different backgrounds, share a lot of the main kind of fundamental values, which is we are not embarrassed to make mistakes, we aren't afraid of rejection, and I think that for any business like ours, especially in the space we're in, that just needs to happen for it to go forward.
I'm kind of an ops guy. I'm doing a mix of designing and sales. And Sahir as well, he does most of the strategic and speaking to, fundraising, but he also does sales. I think what's good about the founding team is that we are both kind of really comfortable getting in front of customers and pitching the customers. And that's how we really learn about refining our product really quickly. We have very complementary kind of, I think, personal attributes. Yeah, we hang out outside of work. So that's quite rare. Yeah.
What just happened? That is a question that thousands of businesses ask themselves every single day when their marketer has just blown £1,000 on Facebook ads without getting any results. Good afternoon. My name is Sahir. I'm one of the founders of Traktion, and we're reimagining how businesses find and manage their digital marketers. The digital marketing industry has been explosive over the past 2 decades. Last year, companies spent $250 billion, and this is growing at 10% annually. But what's really interesting about the space is that it trends towards outsourcing. In fact, 75% of all businesses outsource their marketing to agencies or freelancers. And yet, only 8% of businesses are happy. To understand why, our team went and met and spoke with over 500 businesses, and we found that they simply hired the wrong marketer. It seems simple, doesn't it? And that's where Traktion comes in. We're reimagining how businesses hire their marketer. And we do this through data. Behind me is a GDPR-compliant example of one of our marketers' data sets, which we get directly from their ad accounts through APIs, so from Google or Facebook. Our algorithms then analyze this data to turn this into this. We look at over 25 different factors, such as channel expertise, click-through rates, and extensive consumer segment data to generate rich, multidimensional profiles for each marketer, so that when businesses come to us with their requirements, we're able to match them to marketers who are uniquely suited to maximize their marketing ROI. This makes it dramatically easier for businesses to hire the right marketers. But we don't just stop at hiring. Because we have access to so much data from both sides of the market, we're also able to provide our businesses with smart insights through our dashboard and communication suite. Now, before deciding to build any of this, we wanted to understand whether people actually have this problem and want it solved. So we ran a pilot for the last 2 months, and the results have been overwhelming. We've onboarded 180 verified marketers and agencies. We've had 65 businesses using us, and we've helped facilitate £55,000 in digital marketing spend. We have 10 paying customers, and we're growing at 40% month on month. I'm also really happy to announce that in the last 2 months, the businesses that did use Traktion have seen an average of 35% increase in their marketing ROI, and we're just getting started. Right now, we earn £1,800 per customer per year that we serve, and with 7.8 million SMEs in the US and UK who use digital marketing primarily, we're looking at an annual opportunity of £14 billion. The team that's building Traktion is a team of 2 ex-entrepreneurs who wish Traktion existed when we were building our businesses. I started my career at Uber in India, where we scaled the service across the country. I handled large marketing budgets and saw how marketplaces grow and retain their users. And I'm joined by Jaron, who has built an e-commerce marketplace with operations across 10 different countries and scaled it into $1 million business. We're also supported by an elite network of marketers who have worked with some of the world's most exciting brands. Traktion is on a mission to provide businesses with the talent and tools to scale their digital marketing profitably. Just like you would not hire a developer without seeing what kind of work they have done, or hire a designer without seeing what kind of designs they have produced, we believe that in the future, you would not hire a marketer that hasn't been verified by Traktion. If you'd like to see just how good our product is, please come to us with the name of a company that you know is struggling with digital marketing, and we'll help them get traction. Thank you.
We are trying to create digital sex therapy to help people struggling with sexual dysfunction. When it really comes to overcoming sexual problems, most people don't have somewhere to turn, and Blueheart is that helping hand.
You know, when Traktion approached me, I sort of said, do you know my girlfriend's a therapist? Do you know that I've just spent the last however many months working in medtech?
We were just fortunate enough to come across something that we both believed in on a moral aspect, but also had a good, strong commercial proposition. Robbie is the best tech guy that I could have found. So when I met Robbie, it was also a fear that someone else might steal him for their own idea. It's really easy working together because we have such clear-cut roles. We have the classic commercial tech dynamic.
Satch is like the commercial whiz, spreadsheet wizard, amazing at talking to investors, getting people on board, and like coming up with this huge vision of what we're trying to do and putting it in terms where you just listen to it and you're just like, yes, this is what I believe.
Sexual dysfunction is one of the largest hidden public health crises in existence today, and Blueheart is determined to solve it. A few years ago, I was going through a difficult breakup and had some issues around sex that took a major toll on my mental health. I felt isolated and alone, and I didn't know where to turn. I soon found out that there were millions of other people just like me feeling exactly how I did. In fact, 17.2 million people in the UK alone suffer from sexual dysfunction. This can destroy confidence and it can destroy loving relationships. But there is a solution: therapy. Sex therapy has a customer satisfaction rate of over 93%. But why don't people do therapy? Well, there are 3 key reasons. 1, they're embarrassed. 2, it's expensive. And 3, there are few well-trained practitioners. This is what we're solving with Blueheart. Blueheart is a sexual therapy app that identifies your problem, designs a personalized treatment plan, and walks you step by step through therapy, all without any human involvement. It's been shown in countless research studies that digital therapy is as effective, if not more effective than face-to-face therapy, at treating anxiety, schizophrenia, and depression. The digitization of therapy is the future, and sex is the perfect use case because it's so private by nature. But how big a problem is sexual dysfunction? Well, in a recent NatSouth survey, 51% of women and 47% of men said they had a sex-related issue that lasted longer than 3 months in the last year alone. We know the problem is huge. What we predict is the number of people willing to pay to treat sex-related issues, if it were private, affordable, and accessible, is equally large. If you don't believe me, all we need to do is take a look at the size of the Viagra market to know that that's the case. Nevertheless, we have early traction to support our hypothesis. Since soft launching in December, we've had over 750 downloads. And since putting up our paywall in early January, 15 to 20% of our users convert to our paid monthly subscription. We're currently on track to generate over £5,000 in our first month of operations, and that's with our minimal viable product. The market is telling us there is demand, and people are willing to pay. They already are. We have an incredibly well-balanced team to bring the mission to life. I myself am a former founder with a background in technology and investments. Our CTO, Robbie Kumar, is a computer science graduate from Cambridge who's led development teams at Meadowpad, a Series B medtech startup, as well as at one of the UK's largest e-commerce platforms. Lastly, we have Dr. Catherine Hertlein, a world-renowned sex therapist and the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Couples and Relationship Therapy. If you type in books on sex therapy into Google, hers is literally the first that will come up. Blueheart is the product I wish existed when I didn't know where to turn. Our mission is to bring sexual therapy to the millions of people and families that need it. And no matter what that solution looks like, we are the team that will be building it. So, if you agree that sexual dysfunction is a massively underserved issue and that the digitization of therapy is the future, get in touch. We're Blueheart, and we're inventing digital sex therapy. Thank you.
We are building a platform using artificial intelligence to predict and match public contracts in healthcare.
Many of the tasks at the moment are manual, they take a lot of human effort. So what I'm using in Vamstar is natural language processing, machine learning, to actually automate a lot of these tasks, to actually get more insight out of the data. So it's about applying that specific gap in healthcare, all of my skills and experience.
There was a third element, obviously, that was how the data will be sourced. And our third co-founder, Rishesh, brings this incredible experience. 15 years of experience in designing software from scratch. All of us are driven by the fact that we want to make an impact in our customers' lives, in the community that we serve. And that's when we all came together. His background was software, Richard's background in data science and artificial intelligence, and my background in commercialization led us to the formation of Vamstar.
Every day, healthcare suppliers struggle to commercialize their products and services. 80% of healthcare is purchased via one channel called public contracting, or most commonly known as tendering. Last year alone, 44% of such contracts had only one seller show up. 15% had no bidders at all. So why is it that when there are so many opportunities that are unfulfilled that suppliers struggle? The answer to this question lies at the heart of a 100-year-old process that is highly manual and time-consuming. It takes 30 days of effort per person per opportunity. My name is Praful Mehta, and together with two of my co-founders, Dr. Richard and Vishesh, we are here to solve this challenge. We have 15 years of experience in our respective domains. I was the youngest senior partner for a Fortune 500 firm where I built the healthcare capability ground up. Dr. Richard has a PhD in artificial intelligence and has automated large machine learning applications at scale. Vishesh is a pioneer in software development and has built many enterprise-grade applications. And we think now is the right time to act. There are two main forces converging at this point in time. On one hand, there is liberalization of procurement regulations, and on the other hand, there are technologies like big data and deep learning matured enough to build automations at scale. The time to act is now. So imagine a solution for a buyer and a seller where all they have to do is log in and start answering questions like, where are the buyers for my opportunities, for my products and services? When are they going to be buying? What price should I be bidding at? How many of such opportunities are out there? And lastly, what is the likelihood that I'm even going to win such a contract? We have developed a technology that can scan billions of web pages to extract structured and unstructured data. We then create a big data pipeline. We enrich this data with the help of natural language processing by extracting insights out of millions of documents and produce prediction of demand hospital by hospital and a very live bidding environment. All they have to do is sign up for an annual subscription with us. The market size for our solution is huge and growing, and we have aspirations to become a group purchasing organization. Additionally, with the scalability in technology, this can also be applied to many other industries with multi-billion-pound potential. And we have had massive traction so far. We have validated the problem with 300 customers. We have signed 5 channel partnerships. We have 5 companies under trial participation, and we have 7 companies interested in our full licenses. And I'm pleased to announce that we have closed 2 deals within last week, giving us £600,000 in pipeline. And this is just the beginning. So I ask of you now to join me in this journey and be a part of the change. And we'll leave you with one last thought for the evening. If you know of anyone in healthcare that is struggling to commercialize their products and services, you now know who's solving that challenge. Thank you.
Homethings are tackling the single-use plastic problem by rethinking everyday household goods.
Our solution is all about how we make it easy for consumers to refill again and again at home without needing that piece of single-use plastic. For both of us, we wanted to build a brand that fits with our values and our ethos around, sustainability and environment. And I think with Homethings, we're both doing something that we're super passionate about.
Tim is an awesome person to work with. His energy, positivity, everyday attitude couldn't get much better.
So I think Matt's best thing is he is absolutely an operations guy. He's a doer, very strategic, big planner, make sure we get things done, make sure we're holding ourselves to account. I think from that perspective it works really well with the two of us balancing each other.
Maybe sound really fun.
It's been a lot of fun coming in every day, thinking about how we grow a brand that has impact.
Hi, my name's Tim, co-founder of Homethings. Every day, consumer goods giants sell millions of bottles of household products just like this one. To us, shipping products that are 90% water, packaged in single-use plastic, is just bonkers. Consumers are demanding products that make sense, and yet the industry giants are not responding. Homethings is a challenger brand that's reinventing consumption by designing out waste. First up, we're coming for your household cleaning products, where we've concentrated the cleaning power down into a non-toxic, effervescent tablet. This allows the consumer to refill the same bottle again and again using just tap water. No more single-use plastic and no more shipping water. We're launching with our starter kits that include 3 long-life bottles and 3 cleaning tablets, all-purpose, bathroom, and glass and mirror. This will retail at $24.99 with strong gross margins. Our refills are priced at $4.99 for 3 tablets. These price points allow us to be more competitive than market leaders such as Ecover after just 2 litres of our solution. Our Through the Letterbox subscription model makes it super convenient for consumers to make this switch. This is a £2.4 billion category in the UK alone, and it's dominated by legacy brands who aren't innovating and aren't reaching their consumers in direct channels. Once we've launched our cleaning products, we're coming for your hand wash, your mouthwash, and any other bits of single use that we think just don't make sense. Building a strong brand is also going to be key to us achieving our goals. Our positioning as a maverick is allowing us to go against the category norms, bringing humor and irreverence to an otherwise quite dull part of the market. This, alongside our community-focused strategy, is already showing great signs of traction, with over 10,000 people following and engaging with our pre-launch content across our podcast and social media channels as well. My experience of VP of Consumer and E-commerce at Barclays has given me a deep understanding of disruptive consumer brands, while my co-founder Matt's time at Bethnal Green Ventures makes him ideally placed to lead a purpose-driven organization. Lois is our first key hire, and she joins us from top branding agency Pearl Fisher. She's an expert in community building, having built her own YouTube following and social media channels as well. Shipping dehydrated products direct to consumer is going to be an unstoppable future trend in consumer goods, and it's one that we are at the forefront of. We want investors who understand the scale of this opportunity and are as excited as we are about the environmental impact that we can have. We're also launching soon on Kickstarter and would love all of your support by backing our campaign and sharing it with your networks. We're Homethings. Please sign up today and join us in reinventing consumption. Thank you.
So I come from the industry business perspective. It's a focus on commercializing emerging technologies. Chris comes from the academia. Academics and industry do not speak the same language.
We have these beautiful minds who are passionate and really care about what they're doing. And we have tons of companies who need their problems to be solved. And it's so sad that we can't match them together properly yet. So we met at Antler and we realized that we were really passionate about the same problem. We were just looking at it from a very different perspective. We can often talk about the same problem in different ways.
We are passionate about it, what we do. We bring totally different experience. And what is very important, what brings us very close, it's the values we share. I like to work with someone who can challenge me, who think totally differently. That's the way how to do it. We are very different people. We are good friends, but we bring the best of both worlds.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beatrice. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Science to Innovation. And we are helping companies to solve real-world problems with beautiful minds. I have been commercializing emerging technologies for almost 20 years. I have truly traveled the world, helping companies to hunt for scientific research and exceptional scientists to turn their innovation into great products. There is a wealth of untapped innovation and talents coming from academic research, but I was only able to find it by a chance or through my personal network. My co-founder, Chris Jack, is a computer scientist with 15 years of experience in both industry and academia. And what he noticed is that academics find it really hard to market themselves in industry language. And also their work is too technical for non-experts to understand. We both agreed there is no single place where those two words of industry and academia could meet, speak the same language, and collaborate to each other's benefits. Until now. Science to Innovation is a two-sided global marketplace employing deep tech and helping companies to find academic talent solving industry problems. On the other hand, we are helping those PhDs to find great jobs where they can truly apply their expertise. So how we do it? We are building a network of experts translating scientific research into plain English descriptions. Those descriptions outline the problem, the solution, and its advantages, and also how it is applicable across different industry sectors. Companies search through the collection of those tech descriptions. They find solution to their problem and people behind it. No other search engine in the world indexes academic technologies and available talent in single place. Our proprietary technology, search and recommendation system already allows companies to search just by typing in their problem. We are starting with artificial intelligence, and the market opportunity is enormous because all industries right now need those data scientists. And the market is already worth £30 billion and grows every year by 40%. Our business model is low risk, scalable, and highly profitable. We are charging companies subscriptions fee, while it is free to use by our experts. And we are building our marketplace, creating a network effect of all those experts joining us from all over the world. We already have a well-developed product. We have 260 of those users being interviewed by companies and giving the advice. We have 5 customers and revenues. We have 1 million words of sales pipeline and 300 of those great tech descriptions. We are raising our seed round, and we want to use the money to further develop the technology, but predominantly to use it to develop, for marketing, to grow our community. So please, join us to build a place where beautiful minds solve real-world problems. Thank you.
So the problem spans out of shifts at a macro scale. People are moving across countries and continents to build a life around their career, and we've seen the emergence of the gig economy. But what that means is that they need flexibility from the spaces in which they live. You know, our global ambitions is to be able to provide on-demand living wherever you are, whenever you need it.
I'm a tech guy, over 10 years of experience in full stack development, web optimization and digital marketing. The real passion for property, it really comes from Chris. Chris is obsessed.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or
definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good thing. Yeah.
Obsession is the word. For the past 10 years, I've immersed myself in the world that is property from an investment perspective, a development perspective. Prop tech is a huge, real passion of mine. And from an engineering and technology point of view, James was always going to be kind of the first point of call for me. Sometimes I can be quite intense and full on about what we need to do and how quick we need to do it, whereas James is always a good consistent level of kind of a benchmark. You're quite a level-headed guy, I'd say.
It's the nicest thing he's ever said to me.
Yeah.
We got it on camera.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris, and I'm the co-founder of Neighbourhood. This is our story of how we are reimagining home for the 21st century. People are moving across countries and continents to build lives around their careers, yet the real estate industry hasn't changed to accommodate their needs. City living is hard. I know because last year, this was me. I was moving to London for 6 months and needed to find accommodation. Airbnb was geared to short-term stays and was either way out of town or budget. Spare room was really poor quality with questionable flatmates. And the private landlords, they were asking for 12-month contracts with 5 weeks deposits. It just wasn't working. Where was the Amazon of on-demand city living? Where was the Apple of beautifully designed spaces? And where was the go-to brand providing housing as a service and a community of like-minded people to live with? Neighbourhood was born. We are a city living brand that designs and manages a network of co-living homes across the world. We make settling in a new city effortless by offering beautifully designed homes in the very best locations, all-inclusive bills and flexible membership terms, providing everything you need to quickly feel at home. We source our properties by partnering with landlords and developers. We remodel, furnish, fit out, pre-packaged services, and lease out by the room, using technology to matchmake our members. For landlords, we boost their income while removing property management stress, and for our members, they get a beautifully designed space that's 20% cheaper than a one-bedroom apartment. We are on a mission to become the world's most loved city living brand. We want to infuse urban life with our passion for design, technology, and community, and do so at a scale across all residential verticals, from co-living to family housing to retirement living. an iconic service living brand that endures to become one of the household greats. We are the team to achieve this vision. My co-founder CTO, James, has 10 years of experience and is a self-taught full-stack engineer. He started his career at Apple and then went on and founded an award-winning engineering consultancy providing tech to some of the UK's hottest startups. I have 10 years of experience in real estate, investment and development. I previously headed up the expansion of Lidl, the UK's fastest growing retailer. I then went on and led the growth of an innovative modular house builder, where over 4 years I built a team, raised money, partnered with the UK government, all for which I was awarded Property Week's Trailblazer of the Year. In just a matter of months, we have launched the Neighbourhood brand. We have partnered with some of the UK's most exciting property developers and a boutique residential fund. We have members living with us from all over the world, from Europe to the Philippines. And I'm super proud to announce that we have already secured 150 beds in our pipeline. This will generate £1.6 million in annual recurring revenue, all while maintaining gross margins of 50%. The global residential rental market is huge, and yet it is highly fragmented. We have the opportunity to be the world's first residential brand for the next generation. This is now not just our opportunity, it is yours. And together we can make Neighbourhood a global success in becoming the world's most loved city living brand. Thank you.
Concludes the first part of our program this afternoon. As program director, it's been an absolute privilege to be able to support these exceptional individuals in their ambition to building their own companies. As you can imagine, the journey has been far from straightforward. We've had our fair share of drama. It is Startup Land after all. But it's incredible to see how much they've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time. Now, before I invite you all to join us for refreshments just outside and give you the chance to meet all our entrepreneurs in person across the 3 rooms, there are just a few thank yous in order to all those that made Antler London possible. First and foremost, a huge thank you to Antoine and Lars for bringing together the most incredible team that I've ever had a chance to work with. To Magnus, Fridtjof, Vegard, and the whole global Antler team for their ongoing support and guidance. And most importantly, one of our esteemed partners, Seed Legals, whose team and platform have made the entire investment process just that much more efficient. They were always on call, sorting out all the paperwork, and certainly made my life a lot easier. We are going to be holding official office hours, so if you would like to follow up with any of our teams, I encourage you all to go and chat to our founders just afterwards. But otherwise, you can just scan the QR code on the back of your brochures, register your interest, and we'll be in touch with dates. Before we open up the door just behind me, I would just like to get the whole Antler London team on stage so that you get to see who made today possible. Thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you soon.